Everyone, welcome back to the Board of Advisors podcast. I'm your host, Dillon England. We're back with another episode with a legend in the sales game, Tommy Procopovich.
That was good.
Nailed it, dude. Let's go. And he is the division leader in the Elliott Group. How long have you been a member of BA, by the way?
I'm coming up on almost a year.
Nice, man. So
almost a year.
Fellow member of Board of Advisors, absolute killer in the sales game, and I mean, obviously coaching and whatever, but I'm excited to learn a little bit about your story because you come with obviously the brand of Andy Elliott's everywhere.
Right.
You know, you have Elliott across your shirt. You guys know branding, but a little bit today, I want to know like who Tommy is. So like, walk me through your journey on how you even got to like this point. Like what was going on before? How'd you meet Andy? How'd you kind of get plugged into this ecosystem?
Yeah, I mean, it all started off when I was at home, broke. I was addicted to drugs. I'm in recovery, so I was addicted to drugs for, I would say, 16 years and then 2 years on a medication. So a total of 18 years under the influence. But during that time, that was back in 2020. I had just gotten laid off from my job as a vacation planner for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. And because of COVID, no one could travel. And then around the summertime, I ran through my entire savings, was just using like crazy, hiding it from my wife. And then during that time, I was going on social media, trying to figure out like, what do I do? I decided to get a position in car sales. And my first month, I made $600.
Heck yeah, dude.
And my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she's like, so what are we going to do for money? Like, you need to make some money. I'm like, okay, I don't know, but let me figure it out. So I did what everyone else does when they're trying to figure things out. They go on YouTube. It's like, how to sell more cars. And there was the very first video, which Andy Elliott is a master when it comes to organic marketing, right? Yeah. Like, he's just so good at it. Like, if you type in car sales training right now in Google, Andy's videos will all pop up, all of them, right? So Andy's video pops up and I started listening to him, and yes, it was a car sale, but he had a lot of identity and mindset training in there. And I'm like, whoa, something's speaking to me right now. He's making me feel convicted. He's making me feel like I'm not doing enough. And he made me want to be better. And I haven't felt that in a very long time because I was like ruining myself for so long.
Defeated. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get clean till like I stopped using in 2022. In 2022. And that was 2020. So I was almost there. But about 14 years of my life, I was addicted.
That was like that start. Yeah.
So when I experienced that, I'm like, okay, so I reached out to the number. He had a text line number. That's how we kind of built our brand, through text line. And then a coach reaches out to me, which was one of the twins. It was Ian Macklin. And he always likes to take the credit for this too. But there's savages in our company as well, like savages. And then I reached out, I bought a ticket and a program for $300. It was like $1,300. I never really invested in myself, but he like closed me on the phone. And I didn't want to spend the money because I didn't have that much money left. But I still did it. And when I did that, I went, took the program, went to the event the following week. And the moment I was there, and I'm like, I took something, I forgot what it was that I took so I wouldn't withdraw. Like, it was bad. I was physically dependent. So it's crazy thinking about these things like, oh, I'm going to try. I don't want these people to know. So you're going through all these different types of things when someone's addicted to drugs. And I went there, and then the event changed my life so much that I literally went up to Andy and Jackie and said, what do I got to do? I want to work for you guys. Like, I want to do this. I know I can do this. Like, everything they talked about, like, you can have it all. You could totally recreate. You don't have to be the person you used to be anymore. You can become better. Like, you can chase greatness. You can be great. And all these things that Andy was saying, because Andy's completely changed his identity. I mean, he was a car salesman for 23 years and built a 9-figure coaching company in less than 5 years. It was like a little over 4 years. I mean, you don't really see a lot of people doing that either. Right. I mean, you have to have a massive identity to do that, right? And to be on camera and just speaking and being quirky and wearing short shorts and tight stuff. And like, he's just like, he created a unique character that people were like, dude, this guy's funny. This guy's a little weird. Or, man, this guy is speaking some truth right now and it's hitting me, right? Just like me. So then Andy's like, yeah, keep training, keep getting better. and then we'll see. And then I opened up to him that I was addicted to drugs afterwards through text. Me and him were voice note. This is before he was really blowing up. This is 2020. He had just started his business in 2019. So he had more access to message and take voice notes from somebody.
Before people. Yeah.
And I remember I was training. And then 2021 in October, I became the number one salesman in that dealership. I made 168 grand, the most money I ever made because of his training. Then October of 2021, I had an overdose. And my wife found me on the bathroom floor with a needle in my arm. She pulled it out, gave me CPR, and brought me back to life, right? And because I felt so much shame, I didn't want to, and that was the first and last time I used a needle, because I was an IV user for a very long time, but I hadn't used needles in 2 years, and I just decided to pick one up, and I overdosed. And when that happened, I felt so much shame and guilt. I'm like, and I was planning on moving out here to work for the company already. I've done the year, I did all this, and like, he's like, come down here. So I decided I'm not going to talk to him.
Yeah, you feel like you ruined it.
Yeah, I felt like I ruined it. And then March of 2022, I had the bright idea. I'm like, babe, I got to get out of here. I was still using. I couldn't stop. I kept relapsing. I was a chronic. I would get clean for 3 days and then relapse. Get clean for a day, relapse. Like, it was just a chronic relapse. And I was making the decision, like, I don't want to do this anymore, but I couldn't stop. So we decided to pack all our things in a Corolla with a 5x8 trailer, towing 1,500 pounds. I couldn't drive past 60 with 2 cats, a dog, a snake in the box, and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time.
Shout out Toyota.
Toyota. You know, they checked the engine and everything too. When I did the service, like, yeah, this looks amazing. I can't believe you drove 55 hours across country. It looks brand new. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah, dude. That was like an ad right there.
Yeah. Toyota has got it going on. Yeah. So I moved on March of 2022 to Arizona. We land there. It was like the 28th of the month with $5,000 to my name. We put half of it in a down payment, an apartment, everything. We had $2,500 to figure it out. As I was getting a job and everything, I was doing some phone sales job, like insurance, but I was only making like $200 to $600 a week. It wasn't a lot of money. And my wife was looking for a job and so forth as well. And April comes around and she's like, hey, babe, like, I'm like, babe, we need money. And she's like, I got this job. I could do a bartender, because she used to be a bartender. $4,000 I can make. And it's like 4 days or 3 days. So she was going to make $4 grand. I'm like, we need that. Go. So she goes back to Florida. And this is the craziest, like, God moment. This is how I knew God had me on a path. And I could see it now. Back then I didn't know, but I could see it now. And I didn't have my faith in the Lord yet. I hadn't given my life to Christ. I wasn't a believer yet. I knew of God, but I just didn't have him in my life. Even though he was with me through, I've overdosed 5 times. So through 5 overdoses and everything as well. So during that time, Andy and Jackie, they go to Florida once a year. As you know, we have our Tampa event.
Like tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Well, whenever this goes out. But yeah. As of the recording date, tomorrow.
Right. May 15th, right? So we have this event going out. We go to Florida once a year for the East Coast. And they usually either go April or May. And my wife, the flight that she booked, out of all the flights, out of all the times, during all the periods, and it just so happened that her job was due that weekend, when she goes and sits down on the plane, there's 2 empty seats next to her. And then one of the last few people to get on the plane was Andy and Jackie, and they sat right next to her. And it was the craziest thing, because that's like what type of coincidence is that? Like, I moved over here for these people. Now my wife's on the same plane with them, and now they're like talking. They knew of Sierra because they were vetting me, so they looked at her profile. Sierra's like, oh my God, like, I'm sitting next to Andy and Jackie right now. Like, we moved here for them. Right. So a lot of people are like, wait, you moved to this state without having a job yet? And I always tell people the risk of me staying the same was far greater than the risk of maybe this might work out. So it's like, whenever I tell someone when I'm selling a package, I'm like, what's more risky? Staying the same, staying where you're at, or not having the life you want, or investing, taking that leap of faith, and actually it all working out? What's more risky? Right. It's always riskier not doing anything, right? So then I took that leap of faith. She's on that plane, and Andy's like, tell Tommy to stop being scared of me. He hasn't messaged me. He's like, is he clean now? He's like, he's getting there. He's like, okay, tell him I want to see him, and tell him I want to meet him at this church called Impact Church. At that point, I hadn't used. even though I ended up relapsing that month later in Arizona. It was crazy. I literally moved to the most craziest street where there was prostitution and there was crack and fentanyl.
You tried to leave.
It was all this stuff on the streets.
No.
Like I was walking my dog and people were offering me stuff, but I tried. I ended up relapsing there. But there's a whole point to that. But I met Andy at this church called Impact Church. And then he's like, hey, Tommy, if you want to work for me, give me 1 more year. I want you to go work at this place, become the #1 salesman, gain 20 pounds of muscle, because I was weighing 145 pounds at the time. I weigh 216 right now. So 145 was skinny, right? And he's like, stay clean for a year. Become #1, 20 pounds, stay clean for a year, I'll hire you. I'm like, okay. So I joined this dealership. During that time when I joined this dealership, I ended up getting put on this medication called methadone, which allowed me to break the obsession of using. Of course, I needed to get off of it because it was still kind of a narcotic. It would kind of like make me feel a little sedated, but it helped me break the obsession of not wanting to use anymore. So I went and I joined this dealership. And when I get there was 120 salespeople. So I had to beat 120. It was like a massive store. I worked at the store in Miami for 34 people. So it was like 4 times the amount, right? And I go there and I'm like, oh shoot, this guy's testing me. This is going to be impossible. I'm never going to be able to work for his company. You know, but I just kept my head down and he pushed me. And I have to share this very quickly. He gave me one of the biggest learning lessons of my life when I was there. So month two of there, I'm like, Andy, you put me in the most difficult store. I don't know if I'm going to become #1. Like all these people, they're averaging 8 to 12 cars a month. In order for me to win, I have to do at least 25 to 30 cars. Like all the leads are being called. As soon as I pick up a page, it's been called 7 times and these people are getting annoyed when I call them. And then he's like, whoa, Tommy, stop. He's like, who are you listening to? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, who are you listening to? Well, everyone else is telling me that. He's like, okay, everyone else in the dealership, the managers, the other colleagues are doing 8 to 12 cars a month. When you look at them, do you want to be like them? Do you want to have the life that they want? I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. He's like, then you shouldn't listen to him. I'm telling you, you can do this.
Yeah.
If you put your head down, you keep on training, you say common things in uncommon ways, people are going to see something in you. They're going to hear something different and they're going to listen to you. And you're going to sell more cars than everyone else and you will become #1. And shortly after that, a month and a half, it was the #1 salesman out of 120 salespeople. I gained 38 pounds of muscle that year and I stayed clean. And then on September of 2023, the Elliott's hired me. And then when I joined the company, I was the employee of the month. Then by month 3, I became a top performer in the company, like top 10. Then by month 4, I was like number 3. And I had broke a company record. And then by month 6, another company record where I made $100,000 in commission in 1 month in 6 months, which is fast. Yeah, most people, there's a massive learning curve at the Elliott Group because we sell so many different offers now, and you have to be really good with understanding the prospects, like, or the potential clients' problems,
what they actually need,
and what they actually need, right? Which makes it a lot more difficult. You're not dealing with the same sell every single time, right? Which I wouldn't recommend to anybody, you know, because we had a lot of learning to go from there. But it really helped build this level of skill that I needed to really problem solve and really help people. And then now, 7-figure earner in the company, division leader where I have my own team, handle all training, development, coaching. I fulfill a lot of my clients. I do private consulting. I train teams, companies now. I travel a lot and I love what I do. I love creating impact. The messages I get from people from just one conversation with them is like I've had like even small moments here where I've met someone, had one conversation, then they did something and they sent it to me. And I'm like, showing my wife, I'm like, this is impact.
Right.
And it's just about me being a good person, living my life at a really high standard and principles. And that's what our whole company is built on. It's built on values, standards, principles. We put God first. We're very faithful to the Lord. Oh, and I did get baptized that year too when I was in Arizona at that car dealership in December of 2022. Which when I gave my faith to the Lord Jesus Christ, it just, man, I have to give him all credit because it's what would truly redeem me. And the thing is, he was using a man, Andy, for me to build a relationship with him.
Right.
And God would use people. And like you see it in the Bible, he'll use certain people in order to influence other people's faith and their paths to get closer to him. Right. And he did it for me. And when I see it, it's like I could see that his hands were orchestrating something big. So now every time I wake up, I'm like, God, I'm thankful to just rejoice and be glad to walk in the steps that you already have authored for me. Because I know it's going to be great. You know?
Dude, what a story. I mean, I think when you're in the valleys, it's tough to see what God's doing. But then when you look back, you're like, oh, I see it so much clearer now. And that's where faith comes from too. Sometimes you're like, I've seen God work so many different times that now you have faith that you know that he has your best interest in mind. But when you go into the valley, sometimes it's hard to see. So talk to me about like your faith. It's a big part in who you are. Like, how does your faith kind of shape how you do business? Oh,
it's everything. Well, number one, it's very evident that you feel God when you walk through our doors. I've baptized 49 people this year right after a sales and leadership event at our facility. And that was kind of crazy. It was very spontaneous too. It's like, and when people start seeing me do that, they're like, hey, can you baptize me? So when I go to this event, I'm baptizing a couple people in the beach because we're going to have a beach day.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing that people can see that you're a man of God, and they see the past that you had, they see the transformation, and they see that you're completely different. And that can only happen through something very supernatural. I mean, if you would have met me and spoken to me, you're like, you do not sound at all the same. None of my friends even recognize me. Some are so intimidated to talk to me now because I'm not the same person.
Because the change is just so drastic.
It's so drastic. It's almost like they're talking to a stranger and they don't even know how to find commonalities with me anymore because of how much I've changed. And that's going to happen in a lot. Like when you start elevating yourself in success, income, in your relationships, like the people that you have around. My circle of influence, they're all very successful entrepreneurs. You know, like if you want to put like money as a metric, they're all making either millions or hundreds of millions of dollars now. And like, this is the atmosphere that I surround myself with. And before I used to surround myself with people that were shooting up and doing drugs and being broke and living at their parents. And now, you know, talking about, hey, I'm going to buy this home. I'm going to invest in this and this and that. And it's just like being around these people.
Dude, the rooms that you're in matter. I mean, like, and if you are always the smartest person, we talked about this on the show, but if you're always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're always like the person that like is the most successful, you need to be in more rooms where you're not. And that's like something for me personally. Like I have an insurance background, so employee benefits, top agent, whatever. And then next thing you know, when you reach that peak, then it's kind of like you actually work down to the level of everyone else. It's very easy to do.
Yeah.
And that's actually why like we joined BA. It's like I need to be around people that are on another level, not me always like walking in as the most successful person, right? And that's been a really cool thing for me and our team to like get in rooms with just way more successful people. Like, so that's part of like why BA exists, I think, is to meet people like you and meet other people. I want to ask you this. We have 5 minutes left. You guys got the signal over there. Got 5 minutes. We gotta wrap up. And we can talk about this on another podcast. I'll get you on my show and we can talk about this in depth. So Andy and the Elliott Group has there's a little bit of a polarizing brand, I feel like, too. Right? Have you found that people that maybe watch one video and they come to some sort of like assumption about Andy or the brand, and it's not that at all? Because it sounds like, because I've seen comments about Andy, I've heard stuff about the Elliott Group, and then, you know, transparently, when I heard that you were here, I was like, God, Dillon, you got to meet Tommy. I was like, really, Andy? Like, I'm not. And Mike invited me to the event. I was like, I don't know if I want to go because I heard so much stuff online about the team. So like, where does that come from? And like, where do you see that in the branding play of like, does that just come with the territory of having a big brand?
Yeah. I feel that we grew extremely, extremely fast. I mean, for Andy to be doing, I mean, he literally went 2 years in business. He had 500,000 followers.
Yeah.
Then by year 3, he had 1.5. Year 4, he had 2 million. And then he's been kind of like on his, and that's just Instagram, not even including everything else. His YouTube was like, if you actually click on his YouTube right now, and you could click on info and you can see how many
total views.
Yep. You'll see we have more total views than Tony Robbins, Andy Frisella, like combined.
Wild. Because
of all the videos we put on, the virality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Right?
That's massive.
I mean, that's massive. And he's been in the space for 48 years. So it's like Andy just grew like because he was very unique. Didn't care what people thought about him. He wore tight pants. He liked to. He has really big legs, so he likes to show his quads. He doesn't. So you'll see him. He'll be wearing shorts. That's just his. That's like how I feel, right? It's his character. And because he's like very authentic with who he is, and he doesn't change for anyone, people love that about him and hate him about it. Of course, Andy came off as like a very like aggressive, like very intense sales trainer, right? Yep. Going to car dealerships, like he's like, how much you making? Any much? Well, if you're not making 100K a month, like you're just jacking off all day. Right. So you start seeing all these clips, and he's like, oh, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Right. And then the take the shirt off happened because he was like, you're undisciplined, and I'm going to show you you're undisciplined right now. And the only way that you can show that you're undisciplined for you to truly change is if you expose yourself. And you're going to expose yourself in front of everyone because that's how much I care about you. Mm-hmm. But that was his mentality. People were like, oh, he's an asshole. That person, the very first guy that he took his shirt off, ended up losing all this weight, ended up making like $5 or $10 more million that year. And his relationship with his wife is on fire. So they don't see the impact that we've had on that man's life. And that man's life has completely changed. Now he's in our brotherhood. Like he's actually, he's not doing 5, 10 more million a month. He's doing $100 million now a month with 35 rooftops. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like the guy, because Andy allowed him to take ownership and expose them. Mm-hmm. And the thing is this, he even talks about in the Bible. It says, confess your sins to one another and pray for each other so that you may be healed. There's healing and exposing with another person in front of an audience, with another person to show, hey, you got to change this. Mm-hmm. So because of that, it gave us like this very intense thing. So when you do meet us, they're like, whoa, these people are actually very loving. Oh, whoa. Mm-hmm. All these people. I mean, we're very specific what our beliefs are. Like we're all, post a lot about men of God. Like a lot of our stuff says soldier of God or stuff like that. Like Andy created this sweater that says demon slayer. Like he's just like, we're men of Christ. If you look up on his page, he says, I'm a disciple of Jesus Christ. So we're really big in our faith, and we're very evident of that. But in the beginning, we were just so like aggressive in the beginning. Now, when people meet us, Andy's the most loving, humble. When he's like, oh, what's up, man? Yeah. Like very calm, dude.
So where can people find more? Where can people find you guys? If they want to like reach out, learn more about bettering themselves, taking their sales to the next level, taking just themselves to the next level, how can they reach out?
They can just reach out to me on my Instagram at Thomas, THOMAS, Proco, PROCO. And that will probably be the easiest way to get in contact with me. And I run my own DMs, so I'll see everything. I like the enjoyment of knowing who's reaching out. Yep. So I can send them a voice note until at one point it'll probably get too big and then I can't do that. But right now I have the time to do that.
So and I really Thomas Proco.
Yes.
At Thomas Proco, Instagram. I'm excited to attend your event. Please do not make me take my shirt off. I will actually cry. And dude, you're a legend. Thank you for doing this. Yeah. And guys, thank you for listening to this episode of the Board of Advisors podcast. As always, if you're interested in joining one of the best masterminds in the world, boardofadvisors.com. Check us out. All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. See you on the next episode. Peace.